Oh my god! So many people have died to these mods, and like, very few have killed them. I think I'm literally like the only one that's killed them. No, not fine. I'm not okay. What? Oh, why?
That was one of, if not the most awful time I've had playing this game.
I can't play this. Dude, if we pull this off, if we pull this off, dude, this will be historic. This is legendary. This is actually legendary.
Yeah, okay.
Legendary, huh? What you just watched are some of the top Minecraft YouTubers going up against dwellers. If you've never heard of a dweller, the basic idea is that they're creepy monsters that spawn at night. They're coded for one reason, and that's to kill the player. On the surface, it seems cut and dry. These monsters are scary and should be avoided at all costs. But what if I told you that's just the tip of the iceberg? Not only can I kill all of them, but prove to the horror community that they're not as scary as you think. Join me in my quest to become a legend and kill every dweller in Minecraft history. Now that I've explained the challenge, let me lay down a few ground rules. The goal of the challenge is to kill every dweller in hardcore vanilla Minecraft on a random seed. Unfortunately, running 50 dwellers at once is the equivalent of giving your computer a Tyson uppercut, so I'm going to do them individually. Even only fighting one at a time, this is still not an easy task. Doing this in vanilla means that even though they're mods, I can't use modded weapons. The only way I'm allowed to use modded weapons is if the weapon is in the same mod as the dweller. And finally, I have to use the bare minimum to kill each dweller because, well, this is overkill. We're going to start by talking about tier 1 dwellers, and they're kind of a joke. Now I know what you're thinking. I know it looks scary. 500 health, that's a lot. To prove how ridiculously easy this fight is, I'm going to fight the Goatman with nothing but an egg. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, so it turns out the mod developers left out the part where you can actually tame the dwellers. If I had to guess what's happening, dwellers are programmed to ignore people who attack them while they're staring at me. This is meant to make him look a lot more menacing, you know, he's gonna keep staring at me even if TNT is exploding beside him. But the modder seems to have forgotten that we can do that too. A water bucket, a stack of blocks, and a snowball will get you through about half the dwellers on this list. Maybe this isn't as tough a challenge as I thought it would be. No, trust me, the dwellers get a lot worse. But until we get to that, let's see how truly terrifying these dwellers are. The next part of this list are a step up from before, but they're really not that hard. So, because this is a low stakes moment, this is the perfect moment to say, like and subscribe. I'm serious, there are millions of people that look into dwellers, and somehow, I am the only person who has found these glitches. So if you enjoy content like this, please make sure you're subscribed. Please, I need the money, and my dweller pet is hungry. He doesn't take potatoes. I think he's trying to eat me instead, but, you know, he's tamed, so he can't do that. Anyway, here are the harder fights. Okay, now we're on the next tier dwellers, and these guys are actually really tough to beat. Cheesing has gone out the window as a viable strategy, so we need to actually be skilled to kill these guys. This means that full protection for netherite armor is essential. Now, before we move on, I want to talk about having this armor. I don't know if it annoys anybody else, but when I see these YouTubers running away from these dwellers, they have perfect armor, and these dwellers are doing like less than half a heart of damage to them. If you have full protection for netherite armor, you don't need to run from dwellers anymore. As you can see, this dweller is doing more damage to him than me. But if you happen to run into one of these dwellers, you might still want to run. Anyway, let's just move to our next tier of dwellers. I'm sorry. Is he not taking damage? Maybe I need to do something stronger, like a crystal. Does he just not take damage? Well, it turns out there are just some dwellers that don't take damage. This doesn't make them scary or hard to avoid, it just makes them immortal. Do you know how frustrating it is? I have spent hours trying to learn ways to beat these guys, and this guy just has some magical lines of code that make him immortal. I mean, what do you expect me to do against this? Like, he literally doesn't take damage. I genuinely, I don't think there's anything I can do. Like, this guy is just immortal. Nothing I can do about that. And honestly, I was stuck here for a really long time. I had no idea what I was gonna do, but I knew I couldn't stop fighting. Not now. Okay, and then... Oh, that's poison. What? Wait. Poison can damage these guys? What? This was game-breaking. These so-called immortal mobs weren't immune to everything. With my newfound powers, I got to work, and I did it. Mobs that you can't normally touch were suddenly taking damage. But I couldn't just drop one of them in a hole of powdered snow every time. I needed to up the damage. And so, let me introduce to you the pinnacle of dweller killing mechanics. The Warden Pit. I mean, what don't you understand about it? It's a pit of wardens. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. The idea is pretty simple. You're gonna buff your wardens, you're gonna give your dweller poison, and just watch the carnage. That poor dweller gets tossed around like a rag doll, and you get rid of another dweller. I will admit, generally you want to put a roof on it, but trust me. The sonic beams take care of him. I think I sent him to Mars. Believe it or not, getting wardens into the pit actually isn't a problem if you have a warden farm like the one on screen here. Literally just redirect the farm, and then when they spawn, they're gonna shoot out the top. Then just brew yourself some potions, and you have a warden pit. But this was the final test. How powerful was the Warden Pit compared to some of the strongest dwellers of all time? Let's find out. After the struggle we faced and the triumph we had, we could finally quit this game.
Not so fast. It's my turn.
What? If only it were that easy. Oh, we haven't even scratched the surface yet. Because I need to introduce you to the strongest dweller of all time, Agony. For starters, I can't even spawn Agony without ruining the quality of my video. Every time you spawn Agony in, these massive particles appear out of nowhere, so you have to go into F1 to get rid of them. Another thing, Agony will teleport and follow you around, so you literally cannot escape. Agony has 1000 health, can't be damaged by the player, and does 100 damage per hit. Agony only stays in your world for 23 seconds. This is the length of his little theme song, and as soon as it ends, he despawns. The unfortunate part is the fact that wardens take a lot of time to kill something. Wardens need to first hear them move and then aggro on 3 times in order to actually fight. Not to mention, Agony has so much health and does so much damage, he can just kill a warden on his own. When I say I tried everything to beat Agony, I mean it. Believe it or not, the Slumbering Omen mod actually has a weapon that is designed to kill unkillable entities. Even this is too slow. It only deals 10 damage at this measly rate. You know what? Forget the weapons. If you follow the Slumbering Omen storyline, you can get a Slumbering Omen that's actually tamed. Why don't we just see? I've got max resistance. Why don't we just see if the Omen can protect me? Oh, come on. Not even can some of the strongest dwellers I've found protect me from agony. And I can't spawn anymore, because spawning more than one would be impossible in hardcore Minecraft. So I'm stuck. I was truly at a loss. It seemed like agony was just too powerful. But I didn't come this far to lose to a flying spaghetti monster. I had to optimize the Warden Pit even further. The first step to optimizing the Warden Pit was actually to update the mod. In the newest versions of the mod, Agony actually drops an item on death. The next step of optimizing the Warden Pit is actually to use command blocks. I know what you're thinking, but trust me on this. In order to get the pit to work, I've been using splash potions of strength. But what if I just use command blocks? I wouldn't have to waste so much time splashing all the wardens with strength, and if I used the right effects, it would be the exact same thing. And finally, if I wanted to beat Agony once and for all, I had to go into the Warden Pit myself. If I used Totems of Undying, I could get Agony to hit me multiple times in the Warden Pit, and the sound of Agony attacking me will definitely draw the attention of the Wardens. With all of these optimizations, let's see if I can finally kill the strongest dweller in Minecraft history. Please subscribe. This took me so long to do. Well, I believe that wraps up all the dwellers except... Wait, there's one left. No. No! No! No!